Trump-Apple relationship devolves with threats. This is the Hill. President Trump threatened a 25% tariff on Apple products if the company does not shift more manufacturing to the U.S., stating, I have long ago informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect their iPhones that will be sold in the U.S. will be manufactured and built in the U.S. as well, and later told reporters the iPhone, if they're going to sell it in America, I want it to be built in the U.S. This marks a shift from the cordial relationship during Trump's first term, when Apple secured tariffs exemption, as Cook now faces pressure despite a $500 billion U.S. investment pledge, including a new Texas factory. The tariff threat, part of Trump's broader push to reshore manufacturing, follows Apple supplier Foxconn $1.5 billion investment in India, prompting Trump to say, I said to him, Tim, you are my friend. I don't want you to build in India. Rob, is this the clip?
Yes.
Go for it, Rob.
Mr. President, on Apple, you said this morning that if they don't make their iPhones in the U.S., you're going to hit them with a 25% tariff. Right. Do you have the power to tariff one single company? And why would you want to hurt an American company in that way?
It would be more. It would be also Samsung and anybody that makes that product. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair. So anybody that makes that product, and that'll start on, I guess, the end of June. It'll come out. I think we have that appropriately done by the end of June. So if they make that product. Now, again, when they build their plant here, there's no tariff. So they're going to be building plants here. But I had an understanding with Tim that he wouldn't be doing this. He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs. And that's the way it is. Yeah.
Tom, your thoughts?
So basically, it goes back to this is the China chess game. Number one, he loves the fact that India is flanking China with trade deals. He loves that. And he loves it that Tim Cook and Apple have been moving for several years in this direction. That's a good thing. The thing that President Trump is also pointing out is like, look, I want you to onshore or nearshore your manufacturing. And even if you have automated manufacturing and there's a few people that work there, those are jobs working there. And it's also a whole bunch of jobs to build those buildings and those factories. And that's what Trump wants. Trump wants jobs in the U.S. He wants U.S. economy to get the benefit first. So he doesn't mind the flanking, but he doesn't want Apple to stop there. There's your headline. I want you to move out of China. I just don't want you to merely go next door to India and not bring any benefits to American shore. That's what the discussion is about. And I support the president. I think he's absolutely right.
What percentage does he have to move to the States for him to be happy with it? Because he didn't say 100%, right? He says a portion. What is a portion? Do you think they've had that specific conversation to say, I need 20% to be made here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a percent or it's like, look, take me through your products that you could make here without crushing the cost for the consumer. What could you do? Could you do earpods here? What could you be making here onshore so that there'd be a benefit to the American consumer in terms of jobs, benefit to the American economy, and you're not going to crush the price? I think that's the conversation. Trump does deals. So I think that's the discussion with Tim. Tim, come on. What can you put on shore? What can you do that won't crush your economics and also make it hard for the consumer? Because he even said when the reporter followed up, well, what about Samsung? No, it'll apply to all of them. Otherwise, that wouldn't be fair. You heard him say that? So he's saying openly there, hey, Tim, I'm not going to disadvantage you. I'm going to press the button for everybody. I think it's a discussion of what can be brought on. But if I had to throw a dart at the wall, I think he's going to look at it and say, okay, what percent of your devices are sold to Americans? And I think he's going to want to put them on a path toward that number.
Adam, your thoughts?
So get ready for your iPhone to cost more money, my American friends. You ever gone to the mall? You ever seen at the Apple store, just people lining up for hours, if not days, for the latest iPhone product? Have you seen this ever?
Of course.
So I see it all the time. I'm like, I'm still, I think, operating on an iPhone 14. I don't even know what version we're on these days. But two things are going to happen. First, let's get this out of China into India. I totally understand why Trump wants it made in the USA. But understand that as an American, when you see made in the USA, You know what's going to happen next? Get ready to pay a premium. Because if iPhones cost $1,000 and you're talking 25% tariffs, your iPhone is now going to cost $1,250. And the American consumer is going to pay the price for being made in America. Now, if you love America, get ready to pay a little bit more. And that's fine. But most Americans are paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans feel they deserve the latest, the greatest, the best. But you're going to have to pay a little bit more for that, buddy.
Well, guess what, Adam, and I'm happy that you have the 14, because guess what? If we want to make America great again, and we do want to bring jobs back here, Tommy, guess what? If you have the 14, you don't need the 17 or the 18. This is a freaking batten down the hatches type of moment, and I love that attitude. I'm saying I love that point of view. It's like we want the next. Like I hate this phone now, and it's almost as if, remember when Apple got in trouble, Pat? They were sending that thing that made the phone and the battery die quicker. They got in trouble for that shit because they want you to buy the new phone. You know what I mean? You don't need the brand new phone every single year. Who the hell do you think you are? If you can't afford it, calm your ass down, let America adjust, and then we move on from there. That's my attitude.
They're talking about 60 million new phones. If they bring and build a fully manufactured phone in America, it's roughly $3,500. It's $3,500.
If you want to buy the brand new one.
Fully manufactured iPhone built in America is $3,500. So to me, if that comes here, companies are making more profits. You're creating more jobs. Salaries are going up. No problem.
You can afford it.
But if it's not, it's a big price. So what happens then? Then Apple sits on a lot of phones that are not move-in. Apple knows if they go to India, then Apple's going to do whatever they can to get a new president to come in, because a new president hopefully is going to be in a different way with phones being made. Who knows what's going to happen? So there is the pressures on free enterprise when you see things like this happen. A story came out about the fact that shipping, I don't know what page that shipping story is on, Rob, but there's a story about shipping, that prices for shipping. Say that again?
Page 7.
Page 7, yeah. There's a story about, and has nothing to do with the phones. I'll come back to it. Shipping costs set to double as companies rush to import goods before China-U.S. trade ends. So for me, I would love for those things to be built here, but you just have to know the prices are going to go up. So major shipping carriers like Hapag-Lloyd plan to raise their rates for a 40-foot container from China to West Coast to $6,500, Vinny, from $3,500. These containers used to only cost you $3,500. Now it's $6,500. And East Coast ports to $7,500 instead of $4,500. For West Coast, it's an 80%, 90% increase. For East Coast, it's roughly a 70% increase. That's a massive increase of what they're doing. That's not a joke. As of June 1st, as companies rush to import goods before May 12th, China's U.S. trade truce expires, with Jay Foreman of Basic Fund stating the increase will squeeze profit margins and it'll result in higher prices for consumers. Another $8,500 container is expected to be by June 15, according to Journal of Commerce. So gradually they're raising the rates, going a little bit higher. And this leads me to, Rob, if you can go to my the story with the money market. There's a tweet I put up there from Shamat right there. If you can show this, watch this. So bar chart, Tom, if you take a look at this, a staggering $7.24 trillion is now sitting in money markets. Can you just click on the this is an all-time high. Vinny, you know what this is? You know what a money market is? No. So money market is kind of like, imagine you have a checking account. You make no interest on it. Then say you got a saving account. Let's say you make 0.5% on it. Then let's say you got a CD today. I don't know what a CD pays today, Rob. If you can pull it up. What does a CD pay today at a bank? Let's say it's 2%.
1 year, 2 year, 5 year, Rob.
Whatever the number is, it tells you. Say it's anywhere between 1 to 3%. I'm just making up numbers right now.
4.50? Oh,
current 2.3. The best CDs are paying 4.50, 4%. Okay, great. A 6 month is paying 3.85. They got a 4%. So a money market today, what is the rate of return in the best money market account? You can literally put your money in a money market today, no matter what the stock market does. No matter what the stock market does. Your money market as of today at any bank you choose, many of them, Discover Bank, 3.5%. All the way up to 4.4%. Okay, bank rate even tells you it's between 4 to 4.5%. So let's just say a person's got $1 million. Let's say $10 million.
Okay,
you put $10 million in a money market. What are you making per year?
4%.
4%, 4.5%. What's 4.5% on 10 million?
No, Vinny.
$450,000 per year.
I was going to say it.
If a person's making $450,000 a year, you know what the money market was 4 years ago? Nothing. What was money market rates? Money market rates
Below-
in 2019.
below
let's just say.
1%?
Let me just find out what it was in
It was
2019.
nothing. It was 0.25, nothing.
In
barely anything.
2019, it was
0.01.
The point is, it's gone up. It's rarely this high. So when you're seeing that much, okay, Rob, go back to the money market accounts where it's at. Look at this here. We have $7.2 trillion. 7.2 is it? That's sitting in money market. That's cash.
That's a lot of money.
Do you know what that sign is of? Because the president wants that money to be where? If I believe in the future of S&P 500,
Market.
where would that money be? In the stock market. If it's in the stock market, that means I'm optimistic.
Yes.
If it's in the money market, I'm saying, dude, I don't know what's going to happen.
I want
to
to
the
make sure
stock.
my money's chilling.
I'm just going to be chilling. So
Yeah.
even with all the instability that's going on, if that my prediction in the next 6 to 18 months, that's going to drop to 5.5 trillion to 6.2 trillion, because I think people are going to go to the market. Do you see how that looks like from 2008?
Jump.
How all of a sudden it dropped. No, look at the drop. What is the drop? The drop is 2008. 2008. Go a little bit higher. That's 5. Right there. You see 8. Boom. All of a sudden it drops.
This is where your future begins. Your first step into the world of Bitcoin.
Which means people are going into the market, right? I'm going to put some money in the market and I'm going to go, and then boom, it spikes up again. I'm nervous. So we haven't seen a drop off since 2018, 2019 in the market. We haven't seen it. So there's a concern here what that could look like. Tom, your thoughts on this chart?
Well, this is a great chart, Pat. There's 2 spikes. You see the spike we have right now, which is like the tariff spike. And then you have the spike. Then there's a little flatness there where it's like a little jiggly. And then you see that spike that's there, Vinny, 2020, 2021. See that big spike right there? You know what that was? COVID. Oh, my God, what's happening? I'm scared. And I pull out of the market and I put my money in a money market. And then we come out of COVID. It levels for a bit. Now here come the tariffs. Oh my God, I'm scared. What do? I pull out and I put my money in a money market. But take a look at what's happening. The S&P is back to 5850. We had a big bounce yesterday because Trump said, well, you know what? Maybe I'll wait another 30 days, 60 days, 90 days before full impact of tariffs. The market loved that. So here we are, 5,900 again. By the way, 6150 is basically the all-time high since November 4th when
Well, what do you think about
election was.
7.2 trillion in money markets?
Here's what I think. The minute those things feel confident and they go out and start demanding stock, the indexes are going to go up. But what it says is that people are uncertain and a little bit scared at the moment. That's what it shows. It shows uncertainty and fear. And the best thing when you're uncertain and fear is you flee to things like gold and cash when interest rates are good, with interest rates being the key there.